Another seed box? An emotionless weaponized necromancer? Serpent worship? An angry sack? This finale is gonna be nuts. Hey everyone, I'm Brent the Middleman, your middle-aged middle manager in Middle America in a midlife crisis, here today with another video about HBO Max's mind-bending sci-fi series, Raised by Wolves. In this video, I will be breaking down the trailer for the Season 2 finale, so if you don't want to be spoiled in any way, back out now. With that out of the way, get ready to order your RIP Vita shirts, because away we go. The trailer starts off with Mother and Marcus checking out Grandmother, while we hear her voiceover say, "I am a shepherd." We get flashes of the other kids seeing her as well, and it seems like she is just what the doctor ordered for the remaining Mithraics. They will probably believe that she was sent by Soul to help them, but the ominous tone of the trailer tells me that Grandmother is not going to be the hope these survivors desperately need right now. Grandmother continues, ensuring the everlasting life of human beings. This is over a shot of Campion jumping down into the rocks, just as his angry necro-snake brother flies overhead. That line, though, ensuring the everlasting life of human beings. This could be interpreted in so many different ways. Does she help individuals to live forever? Does she devolve them into creatures that are better suited for survival? Does she help spread humanity to other planets? The technocrats probably thought it was smart to make this her primary function, but we know from other Robots Gone Wild movies that machines tend to take things very literally. Then we get two quick shots of eyes. I think it's Mother's and then Campion's. We all know what Mother's eyes are capable of, and we know that they are about to get veiled up. But why Campion's eyes? Will we find that Campion has powers? Is that why Soul has been so afraid of him all this time? Remember, in Season 1, Soul sent the ghost of Tally to try to get Campion to kill himself. She even set up a noose in the storeroom, but Campion knew better, and he knew the voice was evil. This next part is a bit confusing. It looks like someone in armor punching an atheist survivor. My guess is that this is Cleaver. He may even be the one putting on the interrogation helmet later in the trailer. Will the trust be reactivated and tell him what to do? Maybe he will hear Soul's voice and do his bidding. Cleaver with a broken brain is the perfect weapon for somebody to manipulate. Or is he going to try to hijack the ship and take it back to Earth? This is when the next voiceover from Grandmother starts. When overcome with fear, even atheists will make up gods to pray to. While we hear this, we see a shot of Hunter quickly putting down Tempest Baby. Then another eye shot. This time it's Vril being buried by Campion. Campion removed her face covering, wanting her to be buried as herself. I feel like Vril isn't done in the story though. Whether this dead Vril comes back, or what she wrote on the log comes back to be very important. We can also see Campion's various slingshot projectiles sitting next to her. Is the serpent the Goliath to Campion's David? Then we see someone taking out and putting on the Mithraic torture helmet. I speculated earlier that this is Cleaver. When they show this, with a shot of Grandmother right after, it makes the helmet look an awful lot like an android with a veil on. Are we going to find out that the technocrats ended up creating the Mithraic religion out of their fear of the entity on the planet? Get another shot of eyes. This time they are Grandmother's eyes, as we see them for the first time as her veil is lifted. Her gold eyes and the creepy voiceover, I'm getting a really bad feeling about our thick granny. This is followed by a shot of a child with what looks like a weaponized necromancer doll, since the arms are extended like Mother's are. If Mother is able to stop the serpent, it's possible they may start worshipping her as a god. But what I'm really hoping we are seeing in parts of the trailer are flashbacks to the time of the technocrats. This may be wishful thinking, but there are a couple of shots that make me think we may get it. Grandmother then says, "I assure you, those prayers will go unanswered," as we see Vita finding another seed box and Marcus going back to the temple to go back down in the cage. The way Grandmother delivers this line gave me the chills. It makes things sound incredibly hopeless and like she has no respect for humanity and how their minds work. This probably isn't the best way for the shepherd of humanity to think. Did the previous humans destroy her on purpose? Or trap her in the cave that Father found her bones in? The one with all the scratches on the walls? It's like my granddad always said, if you ever find the ancient android bones in a cave, just leave it. And don't ever have kids, they're a pain in the butt. My granddad probably would have liked Grandmother a lot. I wonder if eating the fruit helped lead Vita to the seed box. Will all the atheists start finding boxes? Will the boxes contain seeds or something else that's completely terrifying? More trees would mean more power for the necro snake. Or maybe what's in the box will help create more serpents somehow. Or it could be relics that start devolving them. Whatever it is, it ain't gonna be good. Marcus going back to the cage is pretty awesome. Maybe grandmother told him that the voice comes from the core, or that the dark photon energy power comes from the core, or maybe Marcus just watched the after show special after episode 7. Either one of those would make Marcus want to get to the core right away. Perhaps he even thinks he can save Sue somehow. I think he wants revenge for Sue, and the cage is the only way he knows how to get to the core without taking a free fall down a snake hole. I'm really excited for Marcus to head back down. We haven't been close to the core since the season 1 finale, when we saw Mother and Father's lander fly right into it, then pop out in the tropical zone. Did Soul make sure they ended up there? I believe so. So what will Soul do with Marcus when he gets down there? I'm worried this may be a plot point that carries over into season 3. Then a super creepy shot of a veilless grandmother looking down on the camera. This must be when she is putting it on Mother. I think Mother totally got played here. Grandmother wanted the veil off, and now her full necromancer powers will be able to come out. I wonder if her arms will straighten up when she activates like Mother's, or if they will stay down in the Mithraic prayer pose. This is another reason why I think we will learn that the atheist technocrats ended up starting their own religion out of fear of Soul and his serpents. Whenever we see the Mithraics praying, they stand in the exact same pose as Grandmother. Did they stand this way because they worship Grandmother, or did they program Grandmother to pose that way? I hope we get the answer to this question. It also makes me wonder if Grandmother and Soul are somehow working together to manipulate humans. While Grandmother is looking down, she finishes the line, "I assure you those prayers will go unanswered," with, "I promise." What great casting. Grandmother gives off this comforting yet psycho vibe, and I love it. She tells Mother, "I'll help you to understand." We see Mother sit up with her veil in place, then a shot of her flying in her normal pose but with the veil and helmet on. She still has her arms out pose, so maybe the veil doesn't affect that at all. And I assume she's on her way to destroy number 7. The final shots are all very weird, and it's tough to tell if they are in the present or flashbacks. We see children running next to people wearing a snake covering, which reminded me of Chinese New Year's celebrations. And then a huge group of humans watching fireworks. I think this is a flashback because there are so many people there, and they may be celebrating the original defeat of Soul Serpents, or even the creation of the protective tropical zone, or maybe the destruction of the Death Star. But it could be all the atheists coming back together after Mother defeats the serpent and Grandmother creates the fireworks. Maybe even Campion helps defeat the serpent, and they celebrate him as their new human leader. Let me know what you think they are celebrating in the comments, and if you think it's a flashback or in the present. Then a shot of Father holding his hand out. At first I thought he may be holding a seed, and I really hope that isn't the case. But when I watched again, it looked like he was catching snow or something else falling from the sky. Pieces of the destroyed serpent, maybe? Then someone in a clean room trapped in a sack of some kind. It's really hard to tell what this might be. Are we seeing how a necromancer is born? Is Grandmother changing humans to better survive? Granny is up to no good, as we hear from the final line in the voiceover when she says, "It's my time." She is definitely not wasting her opportunity. The final shot is of a veilless grandmother standing next to Father, looking over some humans on the rocks. I think Campion is walking in from the right, but it's hard to make out everyone else. A lot of questions coming out of this trailer, and it has me super hyped for the finale. It's Grandmother's time to do what? What do you think we will see in the finale, and which scene are you the most excited for? I can't wait to see Marcus go down in the cage and find out who or what is in that sack. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, and I'll be back soon with some more Raised by Wolves content. I also do videos on the Apple TV series Severance, and I plan on covering the awesome superhero shows The Boys and The Umbrella Academy. Thanks for watching, and once again, I'm Brent the Middleman. I'll see you next time.